guys to Chris TV 254. I'm your host, Christian Toma, and today I'm in company of the football pundits, Lenash Leshan and George Mwangi. Very much welcome to Chris TV once again. And today we shall be taking you through match day 2 fixtures of the Premier League 2022-2023 season. Let's get underway on what will be unfolding. On Saturday, Aston Villa will host Lampard's Everton at Villa Park, and that will be an early kickoff at 2:30. The same Saturday, the Saints welcomes Leeds United at St Mary's Stadium at 5 p.m. Transformed Arsenal targets to gun down the Foxes in Emirates Stadium at 5 p.m. Brighton tussles out with Newcastle United after that massive win against the Red Devils. The Red Hot Manchester City hosts Bournemouth at Etihad Stadium at 5 p.m. Fulham will accept Wolves' invitation card at Molineux Stadium at 5 p.m. Then we shall have a late kickoff that Saturday, whereby the Hungry Bees target to sting the complicated Manchester United in the Brentford Community Stadium. Moving on Sunday, that is the 14th of August, the Hammers will travel to the City Ground Stadium to tussle out against Nottingham Forest. Then, the same Sunday, the unpredictable Chelsea host the table leaders Tottenham Hotspurs in the London Derby from 6:30. Then, Monday Night Football, Klopp's Liverpool will end the matchday 2 fixtures by hosting Crystal Palace at Anfield Stadium. Those are the matchday 2 fixtures in which we shall be analyzing and giving you predictions here on Chris TV 254. Welcome back to this prediction and analysis show. Lenash Leshan and George Mwangi. You've been away for a week, and we take this chance to welcome you once again. So, starting with that early kickoff match on Saturday, Aston Villa are playing against Everton. You remember that the last match, Everton lost to Chelsea, a goal to nil, thanks to the penalty from Jorginho, deep in the end of first half. So maybe what are your views on these fixtures when Gerrard's Aston Villa hosts Lampard's Everton?
Well, we can see on the last game, Aston Villa lost their game to Bournemouth 2-0. And Everton is really working hard. We can see if it was not for the penalty kick, the game would have ended at draw. So Everton are working, and we can see even Aston Villa, they've spent a lot of money in buying players. There's this new defender, Carlos. So it's such a good game, a tight game, and it should be on fire. My bet is the game might end up draw. You see, if Everton can play with Chelsea and they manage to, at least the game was to go in a draw. If it was not for the penalty, either way, it could have been a draw game. So
you're going for the draw.
Yeah,
George, Lampard facing Gerrard. Do we expect a good match?
Definitely, it will be a good match because both teams are coming from losing their first match. We can also see that maybe I think they had a week to prepare well. But my problem with Everton is that, as I said last week, they don't have an attacker who they are depending on. Rondon and Calvert-Lewin, I don't think they are yet back. But I can see their defense. There are rumors that Conor Cody from Wolves is going to Everton. So I think they don't have any defense problem, but the attack is not so good. But Aston Villa, you can see they have only Watkins, they have wings, players who can score goals. But I don't know what happened with their defense. I think they are going to bring back Mings, Douglas Luiz in their midfield. My predictions are Aston Villa is going to win that game.
Aston Villa win.
Yeah.
You predicted that it will end in a draw.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to St. Mary's Stadium, we shall be seeing Southampton playing against Leeds United. Lenash, your views on this game?
We see for Southampton, they've lost their key players to Rafinha and Fields.
That is
Leeds.
Yeah.
Rafinha left
Leeds.
from
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Mm.
Yeah.
But they have a good gameplay, and we've seen them from the games they've been playing. They were possessing a good attack. So I think my prediction is a 2-1 Leeds win.
Leeds win.
Yeah.
So they'll be keeping their 100% record after winning the last game.
Yeah.
George, your prediction on this?
I don't think Leeds are missing Rafinha so bad because they won their first game. Definitely it was a comeback. But my problem with Southampton are playing a good game, but they have only one defender who is called Salisu. Every game week he's making mistake after mistakes. You can see there was a time where they benched him, but the moment he came back he made a mistake. Last weekend he scored an odd goal. So I don't know what will happen this weekend, but I think Southampton can't lose the second game. Either Southampton win or the game goes to a draw.
So Lenash, Southampton losing 4-1 to table leaders now, Tottenham Hotspur. Should we expect more goals in this game?
From Southampton?
Conceding more goals as they conceded last weekend against Spurs?
As per me, it might be a little bit hard.
So they have been working on the defense. We assume they have been working on their defense the whole week, and they'll be rectifying the mistakes they did. So maybe they concede at most 1 or 2 goals.
2 goals.
All right. So moving on another big game here. Transformed Arsenal. I call them transformed because how they started the league, it is in a transformation way. They play against Leicester City, the Premier League champions, back in 2016. George, what's your opinion on this game?
Personally, I can say it's going to be an entertaining game because when Arsenal is playing with teams who play open football, open game style, we're expecting a lot of goals. Because when you see Arsenal playing with Leicester or a team like Chelsea, we mostly witness a lot of goals. So I go for an Arsenal win, but there will be many goals in that game.
So back to you, Lenash. Leicester know that Arsenal play a beautiful game and they are more of attacking than defensive. What's your view on this game? Will Leicester be sitting back or will they be trying to go up front to get goals against Arsenal?
They'll be trying to get goals against Arsenal, but again you can see Arsenal was good looking in the pre-season, so you can see the first game of the season they were all on fire. So the Gunners are still there.
So we have live bullets.
I also think that Brendan Rodgers is not a coach that can play a defensive game style. The quality he has in that team.
The likes of
Madison,
Tielemans, going up front.
The team will be also going for
attacking
minded game.
So your prediction on that?
3-1 Arsenal win.
Jed?
I think a 4-2 Arsenal win. 4-2.
Let's wait and see. We shall be keeping an eye on that and see what unfolds from the Emirates Stadium at actually 5 p.m. in the English capital, London. Moving on, there's another game here. Brighton play against Newcastle. Both teams won their first matches. So what do you expect from this game, Lenash?
Well, both of the teams had their opening match a win-win, and we can see for Brighton they had tried and got a win from Manchester United,
yeah.
which was so remorseful for them.
So is this giving them actually confidence that we can even beating Manchester United means that we can also beat Manchester City, we can beat all these big clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool. Is it giving them confidence?
It's giving them confidence since they have a good gaming. They were for the last game they were playing. They had a good high press. But now we can see. We want to see if Newcastle will play this weekend and beat Brighton. I really don't mean to say like because Brighton has been having the goals from the big teams like Manchester United. Newcastle can have these.
George, Newcastle kept a clean sheet in their first match. Will they go with the same mindset? Let us keep a clean sheet and go for the win?
I think both teams on a same level, but in this game I see the one who will win the midfield battle is the one who will win this match. But personally, I think Brighton is well prepared or structured than Newcastle. So I think Brighton is at home and is going to win this match.
All right. Moving on to the fifth match, the irresistible forces in English Premier League. Manchester City hosting Bournemouth. Lenash, what can be your view on this game when these irresistible forces they welcome Bournemouth?
I think this game is a strategy game. Manchester City will have this, and they can have some pressure added on because I think Bournemouth will pack the bus. Because Man City has a very good structure.
But I think the best way you can play Manchester City is to attack more than defend.
Yeah.
So for you go with an idea of Bournemouth sitting at the back.
Like they'll just pack the bus because you see for Manchester City they've got good attacking and they have a good game, high press, possessional games, good shots on targets.
But we've seen the quality Manchester City is having, like Kevin De Bruyne unlocking those defense. Even if you sit back, he tries to unlock with those killer passes. Can you see Man City unlocking Bournemouth even if they stay back?
Well, that's what I mean by when I say they'll pack the bus. It's they'll be having that pressure and I'll be Man City will have this. So the only thing we can do is say that they are thinking they can have the draw. That's where they'll have to lock it there. But who is Man City?
Josh, are you on this?
Personally, I don't think there are not so many teams in the EPL who have guts to attack Man City. So definitely Bournemouth. But sometimes you see this year Bournemouth has a squad of young kids. Sometimes you see they have that kind of overconfidence, so they can come out and try to attack Man City. But the problem is, for how long will they hold it? So I can say it will be an easy, maybe a miracle to happen.
Actually,
Man City is going to win this game with a high margin of goals.
But actually, I think they can have a good goal, but not a win. They can make a good goal towards the Man City, but they can't win it. So my predictions are 3-0 Man City win.
Manchester City. Remember, Erling Haaland is the first player since Aguero to score 2 goals or a brace in his Premier League debut, and we just saw him taking the penalty at Manchester City. This season, should we expect him to take all Manchester City penalties as compared to the other season where we had variety of penalty takers likes of Sterling, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne this season?
Of course, since Haaland is now a key player in Manchester City.
So, do you go for him to take the penalties this season, all the penalties, or should we be seeing different varieties?
We can give some of the tries to him,
George?
more opportunities.
Personally, for now you can say all eyes are on Haaland, and I think he's a key player now for Man City. Him you can say with De Bruyne on the same level, but I think Haaland will be taking all the penalties for Man City, And also, this weekend I'm predicting, if not a Blaze is going to score a hat-trick against Bournemouth.
We shall be keeping an eye on that. So we've talked of Manchester City. It creates a lot of chances, right?
Yeah.
And given the fact that maybe Haaland will be taking penalties this season, do you see him scoring more than 25 goals this season? If he's given them that priority to take penalties this season.
What we saw in game week 1, he was the main man. And if he's going to, their playing style will be the same as Haaland as the main man, he's going to score 25 plus goals. Yeah.
So, Lenash, still with this City game, they kept their first clean sheet this season. Is it trying to portray that Manchester City they have come this season with a defensive mentality that let us try as best as we can not concede goals? Because up front they're doing good, and something that they were supposed to work on is defensive errors. So is that the mentality they're coming with in this new season?
Yeah, they've made it a pure intentions to make the clean sheets. Yeah.
All right.
So personally, I can say we saw Man City keeping a clean sheet without Laporte, whereas you see this is their main man on that defense.
Yeah.
But you can see also the playing style of Man City. Most of the time, if you watch their game against, they're playing against last weekend.
They played against the Hammers, West Ham.
Against West Ham, you could see most of the time when they have the ball, their fullbacks like Walker and Cancelo could join the midfield. So it's hard to beat Man City through the midfield. So it tightens their defense, and it becomes so hard for the opponent players. We can see Walker is fast, Cancelo is fast. You can't use the wings. Also, you can't use at the middle of the park. So Man City is a well-prepared team this season.
So how much time will Alvarez be given in Man City squad this season? We've seen Erling Haaland being the main man there. So will Alvarez be given much time in playing time?
I think Alvarez should be prepared to play as a winger, because I don't think Man City can substitute Haaland when they are not leading.
Yeah.
They must lead and he gets a goal so that they can substitute him for Alvarez. So Alvarez should be prepared to come in for the likes of Mahrez, the likes of Grealish, the likes of Bernardo Foden. Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on to another game here. Wolves taking on Fulham at Molineux Stadium, 5 p.m. Leshan, Wolves against Fulham?
You can see Wolves losing their first game to Leeds, and they didn't look that great. They had a lot of shots on target with no win, and for Leeds,
Fulham.
For Fulham, okay, I'm saying for Leeds,
Okay.
I can back them.
Yeah.
And my predictions are 2-1 Leeds.
It's Wolves.
Fulham.
Wolves, Fulham.
So you go for Wolves win.
Yeah, Wolves.
Jones?
I think Wolves have been there in the Premier League. We have learned their playing style. Fulham are coming in. They wanted to prove a point. They have a youthful squad. You can see Mitrovic, as I said. People have been calling him a championship striker. He's here to prove. They have good players. I think young good players who want to prove themselves. So I can go to it. Will be a tough match with I think with some goals, because I don't think there's a team that can defend very tight there. So I can go for Wolves win.
So you just talked of Mitrovic. He was actually the first player to dribble past Van Dijk and make Van Dijk consider penalty. He is already having 2 goals. Will he be in the same category with these top strikers like Harry Kane, Mohamed Salah, Erling Haaland this season?
Yeah, I think he'll be there, because as you can see, and they always see when Fulham are in championship, he's the main man there. So they expect all their outlet always goes to Mitrovic for goals. I think Mitrovic will be up there with the other top scorers. Yeah.
Alright, time will tell that. So moving on to another fixture. The Bees, Brentford, came 2 goals down to salvage a point against Leicester, a game that ended 2-2. And now they are playing against the unpredictable Manchester United. So, can Manchester United resurrect from this match, given the fact that after this match they play against Liverpool? And if they lose this match, it means they may also lose the next match against Liverpool, and it will be 3 defeats in a row for Eric Ten Hag.
If they play Ronaldo from the start, they can get a win. Because you see, their last game they lost to Brighton, and they looked so unorganized. We're just hoping they'll push on with the new manager and make things right. And for this game, my predictions are 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
George, just a minute. With Eric Ten Hag tactics not working, given the fact that in the last match, their match against Brighton, he started with Eriksen as false nine. It never worked. With Cristiano Ronaldo starting on the substitute. So, should he start with Cristiano Ronaldo, or should he maintain his tactics of going with Eriksen as false nine?
We can't say Ten Hag's tactics are not working, because on last weekend we saw two Manchester United. We saw a Manchester United that played on badly in first half, and we saw Manchester United rejuvenated in the second half and scored a goal. Manchester United lost in the first half, but in the second half you can see they won their game 1-0. But I think if Manchester United play against Brentford the way they played in the second half against Brighton, they are going to win. Manchester United last weekend tried to start their game without Cristiano Ronaldo, and we saw last season he's the one who was getting them goals. Rashford was not getting goals. Sancho got some, but you can't depend on Sancho. I think it's the high time they start Cristiano Ronaldo on Manchester United's squad, because I don't think Marshall is yet back. He scored in the preseason, and we don't know. Before Marshall went on loan, he was not still getting goals. So I think it's the high time they start Cristiano Ronaldo. Looking at the other players, if they can start getting goals. Greenwood, I don't think Greenwood is back. Take time. He's the only youngster who is getting goals for United before he left. So I think it's the high time they start Cristiano Ronaldo on the squad.
Linash.
He can actually get a hat trick if they play Ronaldo from the start. That person is a good player.
You know, Ronaldo also is. He has been found in many controversy games, and he wants to prove to his fans he's still Cristiano Ronaldo. So if he start that game, he's going to give them goals.
So, Linash, new season, new coach, all results. Should we expect new glory days at Old Trafford?
I'll still stick on new glory days if they start the play again with Ronaldo. Because I'm feeling Ronaldo wants to clear the air with something. Yeah.
Given the fact that he's also targeting to play his last World Cup, and he should be showing his national team coach that he's still that superstar who has been training all these years. Okay, that's away. We are moving on to a battle of losers. These two clubs lost their first matches of the new season. Nottingham Forest playing against West Ham. Nottingham Forest lost 2-0 to Newcastle. Then West Ham also lost 2-0 to Manchester City. What a battle should we expect in this?
That's a very good game. It will be on fire. With the fact that they both lost their games. We see for Nottingham Forest, they've spent a lot of money in buying players. I think 16 players so far, and they are really working hard. My prediction in this game, it's a draw.
So, George, what might be going on in David Moyes' mind after losing 2-0 to Manchester City in the West in London?
I think, as Roshan has said, Nottingham Forest signed a lot of players, because you can see last season when they were in championship, when they met an EPL team in the FA Cup, they were a very good side. Everyone was saying, hey, if Nottingham Forest come to the Premier League, it will be a tough team. But most of the players that they were playing the championship, I think most of them left as free agent, or they sold others. Now you can see they have a new squad that is not yet compact. It was not yet hit the ground. You can see the last game when they played Newcastle, they didn't have even a shot on target because their midfield was demoralized. They couldn't create chances, they couldn't dominate the game because Newcastle held them in their own half. I think that I'm expecting that to happen against West Ham because West Ham is another organized team. You can see their midfield is experienced. You can see Sojek, Rice. So it will take time for Nottingham. Yeah, it will take time for Nottingham to hit the ground running again. But I think my prediction is that West Ham is going to win this game.
All right, that is John's prediction on Nottingham versus West Ham match. Another big match of the weekend, London Derby. Chelsea won their first match against Everton by a goal to nil, thanks to the penalty from Jorginho. Spurs were riot and they just hammered at the Saints 4 goals to 1. What impression is that Antonio Conte showing to Premier League this season? And as we are talking now, they are at the top of the Premier League log. Lena?
East or West, home is always the best. I'm a Chelsea fan. I think I'll have to pass that to my brother because I'll always stay for Chelsea's win.
All right, Jack.
First of all, I can say last weekend Chelsea was tested, but we saw they couldn't break the Everton defense so well. And also we can say that Tottenham was well tested against Southampton because you can see Southampton was not at their best. They could not organize themselves well to beat Tottenham. But the way Chelsea, if Chelsea is going to play how they played against Everton, it will be a tough match for them.
All right.
You can see Tottenham is having a very rhythm attack.
I'll come back to you. Leonard, we've seen Timo Werner going back to Germany, RB Leipzig. Is this bringing space toward strikers at Chelsea?
It's actually creating a good impression where they'll have to get their tactics and everything changed. Like they don't have to play how they used to. It's a high time and high chance they change their gameplay. Yeah.
All right, so back to you, George. We never saw Hurricane and Son on the score sheet last weekend. Will they be going with a mindset that let's actually now show our real colors and maybe get in the score sheet this weekend?
Definitely, yeah. They haven't scored. Though for Hurricane, it's still early. Son must be defending. You remember even last season, Hurricane started the season very bad, but he catched up as the season went, and he was among the top scorers in that list, top 5, I guess. So my problem with Chelsea is that Chelsea is selling all the attackers. They are trying to use that system of false 9 because you can see Sterling was a winger at Man City. They have brought him. He is playing as their striker now. They are depending on kids like Kai Havertz, Mount, who we know they are midfielders to get goals. So I think that tactic at some point will affect Chelsea when they need goals.
So your prediction on this?
Tottenham win.
All right. So
we have a crisis.
So Lenash, before your prediction, both Chelsea and Tottenham are playing in Champions League this season. So what will be their target? Are both teams going for the Premier League title or are they going for the Champions League? What are your views?
Rumors out here go this. Me too. They're going for the Premier League. Yeah.
So your prediction on this?
I'll always stay for a win for Chelsea.
You know one thing, you can see Conte is very well prepared because you can see Conte is signing a lot of players. So Conte is prepared for a large squad that will play Premier League and also can participate Champions League without that fatigue. But on Chelsea, you can see Chelsea has a very sharp squad. That if you use the same players to play those different cups, definitely the players will get tired. So it might be if Chelsea will not add their squad because I can see they are letting some few players leave. So they need to add their squad so that they can manage those many games.
So to finish up with the Monday night football that will be wrapping up the match day 2 fixtures. Liverpool playing against Crystal Palace in Etihad Stadium at 10 p.m. What is your view on this last fixture of the match day 2?
I recall Crystal Palace had a match with Arsenal, which they lost to them. And for Liverpool, you see, they sold money to
To Bayern.
Yeah, to Bayern. But all in all, they still have a good gameplay. Crystal will be having that pressure of trying to create, maybe to have a goal at least in the game. But for me, my predictions are 2-3 Liverpool win.
All right, George. Uh, Crystal Palace having lost the first match in their opening games, will they going with the mentality of salvaging even a point at Etihad?
Definitely, yeah, because their last season we can say they had a very good season with Patrick Vieira, and losing on their first game at home, definitely they will be all out to get a point against Liverpool. But we can't underrate that Liverpool also during their first game when Man City won, and you know they are rivals, so they want to get the 3 points. So it will be a tough match.
Your prediction on this?
The prediction is I'll go for Liverpool win.
All right, it has actually been a pleasure having you, Lena Shleshan and George Mwangi, on this match day 2 fixtures analysis and prediction. And I'm hoping that we shall be meeting once again to have the weekend review on these fixtures. So to you viewers, it has also been pleasure having you with me, Crescent Aoma, in company of Lena Shleshan and George Mwangi on going through this Premier League Match Day 2 analysis and prediction. Keep on watching Chris TV. Continue to subscribe to our channel, and we shall be bringing you live updates, analysis, and prediction concerning Premier League and the other top 4 leagues of Europe. Until next time, goodbye for now.